With Rebecca, I'm David, and you know by now, Wednesday nights are the time for our weekly segment, Veteran Salute, our chance to honor heroes from this area and thank them for their service.
Tonight, 27 News reporter Matthew Johnstone introduces us to Navy veteran Mike Schmidt.
First Class Petty Officer Mike Schmidt served a total of 24 years in the Navy as a navigator, parachute rigger, and beyond.
My dad was in the Navy in World War II. I had two uncles in the Navy in World War II. One of my favorite uncles was in the Navy, and he retired from the Navy. There was never any question that I wasn't going to go into the Navy.
With plenty of family serving as inspiration, Mike joined the Navy between his junior and senior year of high school in the Naval Reserve, going active duty following graduation.
When I went on board ship, I was an undesignated striker. I mean, I just chip painter, paint chipper. I struck for quartermaster, which is ship's navigation, and I was on a fleet oiler. So the quartermasters, when ships would come alongside to take on fuel, would steer the ships, and that was my job.
Mike would be tested on his ability to steer after an unusual circumstance limited one of the key senses.
I was in after steering, which was down in the engine room type where the steering gear was. It was hot, noisy, and greasy down there, and they lost steering control on the bridge. So they had to shift it to me down there, and I steered, and I liked being able to see the other ships alongside of me. I couldn't see anything down there. So I was down there, I steered for about 4 hours until they got steering back to the bridge.
After his time as quartermaster came to a close, Mike ended his service with the Navy. He wouldn't stay landlocked for long, though, re-enlisting nearly a decade later for another role.
They call us parachute riggers, but our job description is the survival of the air crewmen. Anything to do with their survival was our job.
Ensuring their survival included working oxygen regulator repair, fleet command, as a drug and alcohol program advisor, and everything in between.
Oh, it meant a lot. I had two pilots actually punch out of an F-14, eject from an F-14 up at Fallon, Nevada, and they both survived. I mean, of course, they were over the desert when they did it, but they both survived. And I like to think that myself and the guys that worked for me, or worked with me, helped them do that, survive.
After his time in the Navy came to a close, Mike worked as a Veterans Service Officer for the Missouri Veterans Commission. He'd served in that role for 13 years. Working for you, Matthew Johnstone, 27 News.
We highlight veterans in our community every week, just like Mike, so if you know someone we could feature in this segment, please check the Veteran Salute section at KSNT.com.
Plus, sharing their story isn't the only way we honor these heroes, because each and every week, the featured vet receives a gift. Take a look.
On behalf of Devon James Injury Lawyers, we're honored to recognize this week's veteran who served our country in the United States Navy, Mike Schmidt. Petty Officer Schmidt, thank you for your service.
You're welcome, thank you, and I appreciate it. Go Navy.
Veteran Salute, sponsored by Devon James Injury Lawyers.